After battling it out all season long, the Blue Jays and Yankees will do it again, this time in the ALDS. Hey everyone, welcome into Long Ball. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Blue Jays writer Rob Longley. And Rob, I guess it was meant to be. After fighting tooth and nail all season long for the AL East crown, the Blue Jays and Yankees will now square off with a spot in the ALCS on the line. It's going to be the first time that these two franchises have met in the postseason. How do you view this matchup for the Jays, who went 8-5 against New York during the regular season?
Well, I think it's really a toss-up, Rob. I mean, these two teams, they had the same identical record in the regular season. They battled tooth and nail down the stretch, finished tied on the last day of the season. The Yankees surged with that big winning streak at the end of the year. Jays managed to hold on to the top seed, which I think is critical. And I mean, if you're looking for an edge in the series, that may just be it, because the Yankees were extended pretty hard against the Red Sox, rather, going 3 games to win the wild card round. And frankly, they would have gotten to Toronto in the wee hours of the morning, and they got to be a little bit weary, not just physically, but their arms. Their pitching situation isn't as rested anyway as the Blue Jays. But these two teams, really, they've been linked all season, starting essentially on the Canada Day weekend, when the Blue Jays swept them in a 4-game series at the Rogers Centre. The Jays took over first place during that series and have never looked back. They never relinquished first place. And there's all kinds of flashpoints between the two of them this year. And this rivalry is really starting to grow. It's not quite Red Sox Yankees, but it's becoming a pretty strong rivalry. Go back as recently as September 6th. That was the day that the Blue Jays lost Bo Bichette for the rest of the season, and that happened right at Yankee Stadium. So a really good matchup in a lot of ways. I think I think the Jays are probably a more well-rounded team than the Yankees. The Yankees really rely on the long ball. Fitting we're talking about that on long ball, but that is their calling card. With Aaron Judge at the lead of that parade, and of course he hasn't had much success in the playoffs with home runs, and so it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think it's a really good matchup, and I think it's a fitting matchup, and it's pretty darn cool to see these two American League East rivals square off in the postseason for the first time.
Well, if there's one Blue Jays player that is looking forward to this series, it might be Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who in his career against the Yankees has a .918 OPS versus New York. He's also put up exceptional numbers at Yankee Stadium. I think in a perfect world, Rob, everyone would want Vladdy to carry this team on his back, but with the team mentality that the Blue Jays have gone with this season, is it a fair expectation to put on just one guy?
It's fair. I think it's 100% fair. If this team wants to get where they want to get, they're going to need Vlad Guerrero Jr. to be really performing and really contributing offensively to a much greater extent than he has been all season. Full credit for all the guys that you mentioned, Rob. All these guys from the bottom of the order, the career underachievers, the guys that have really stepped up this year and essentially gotten this team to 94 wins. But if you're going to beat the New York Yankees in a playoff series, you're going to need your $500 million man. You're going to need Vlad Guerrero Jr. to perform at a much more potent pace than he has been through the regular season. A guy who hasn't hit a home run in almost a month now. A guy who's struggled at the plate. A guy who's worn the frustration of those struggles. This is his time. He really has to step up. And as I wrote about the other day, I think that he's made for these moments. He's always liked the spotlight. As you mentioned, he loves Yankee Stadium, and there's a reason for that. He knows what Yankee Stadium means in the overall world of baseball. He loves the All-Star game. He loves the home run derby, and he loves the playoffs. And, now's the time for him to step up. He's not a kid anymore. This is his 4th crack at the playoffs, and it's time for him to lead this team. They're going to need the contributions from all those other guys. But this is the time for the superstar to shine. And if the Blue Jays are going to make a serious impression in these playoffs, I think it's going to have to come with Vlad Guerrero Jr., if not leading the way, being among the leaders of this Blue Jays team.
Well, that would be fantastic for him for sure, and for this franchise coming off that massive contract extension earlier this season. It's going to be a heck of a set here, Rob. It all begins on Saturday at Rogers Centre, Blue Jays and Yankees, Game 1 of the ALDS. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For Rob Longley, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.